The January 6th House Select Committee will interview a documentary filmmaker with new evidence ahead of its fifth public hearing this afternoon. Alex Holder is sharing footage with them that he recorded inside the Trump White House before and after the Capitol attack. Chief Election and Campaign Correspondent Robert Costa has the exclusive pictures for us. Robert, good morning.
Good morning to you. Well, today's hearing is the committee's last this month before reconvening next month in July. It now has new evidence, including hours of footage from British filmmaker Alex Holder, who is scheduled to testify privately this morning. And CBS News has exclusively obtained 2 images from Holder's upcoming 3-part series titled Unprecedented. Overnight, Discovery Plus released a trailer of that documentary, including interviews with the president's adult children and the former president being asked if he would talk about January 6th. Holder filmed 11 hours of interviews with the Trump family for several months, including, as you said, before and after the attack. Holder was also on the Capitol grounds that day, and he has shared all of his footage with the committee. But some aides from Trump's 2020 campaign, they told us they were caught off guard by news of this documentary and said the Trump family kept it hush-hush. And as for today, well, 3 witnesses will discuss Trump's alleged attempts to manipulate the Justice Department. Former Acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, former Acting Deputy Attorney General Richard Donahue, and former Assistant Attorney General Stephen Engel. We also expect to hear dramatic testimony about a showdown in the Oval Office on January 3rd, 2021, when several officials warned the former president that they and others would resign if he pushed them too far. That, of course, for history buffs, has echoes of Watergate's infamous Saturday Night Massacre, when President Richard Nixon leaned in on the Justice Department to stop an independent investigation.
So where do I start with this? We will start with the documentary filmmaker. I was sort of surprised that the Trump family gave him so much access. What do we know about Alex Holder, and do we know whether we will ever get to hear his testimony before the committee?
The committee has said that it will release transcripts of depositions, perhaps even video of depositions. So his testimony is not something that's going to be hidden long term, though we may only see snippets of it in the coming weeks. Holder's emergence as a player in this investigation is part of why this committee is now adding additional hearings in July. They were supposed to potentially have hearings in late June and finish this up for the summer. But now, because of this new information that's coming to light from Holder, but also from new witnesses that have come forward, they're taking a few weeks to look it all over, think it through, and then come back again in July to present new information to the American people. Holder was close to the Trump family. This was a Trump family operation from everything I've heard from people close to the campaign.
I figured that they must have had sort of a good relationship with him to allow him to be around for these crucial moments. So let's talk about the plan for the hearing this afternoon. Why does the committee want to talk to these 3 former DOJ officials specifically?
And just on Holder for a second, a person close to that project has said he had full editorial control, but of course viewers will ultimately decide how to evaluate this documentary project. Now, when it comes to today's hearing, it's about this really important moment in the January 6th story between late December 2020 and early January 2021. And that time period matters for those who have followed this story, because they'll recall that then Attorney General William Barr, who contested Trump's false claims of election fraud, he resigned in late December. And that left this opening for former President Trump, then President Trump at the time, to try to get a little bit more control, a little bit more influence inside the Department of Justice. And in brief, what he wanted to happen was for the Department of Justice to echo his own false claims on the election, to pursue more investigations about the 2020 election. But so many people at the top ranks, Trump appointees, said we're not going to do that, and it led to this showdown.
So let's talk about this showdown. It took place on January 3rd before the Capitol attack. Can you just remind viewers of what we know so far about what happened?
January 3rd is a Sunday, and this is the day the new Congress comes in, and January 6th looms just a few days away. Trump is trying to take more control of the Justice Department. He has an acting attorney general because, as we've discussed, Barr is gone. and he's mulling whether to get rid of his acting attorney general, Jeffrey Rosen, and put in someone new, someone who would do more of what Trump wanted to see happen. And there was a lot of discussion. This went on for more than an hour, potentially 2 hours, based on different reports. And these discussions ultimately ended with some of these officials saying to President Trump, to his face, in the Oval Office, look, if you go forward with this, if you pull the trigger, we have to resign. And you're going to have to go through all the different people in the Justice Department to try to get someone to be your acting attorney general.
So, during the last hearing, we really got sort of an up-close look at how, at the level of threats that some people can face if they opposed the president's pressure. We are learning now that all the committee members will likely receive their own Capitol Police security because of an uptick in threats. What can you tell us about that?
There is certainly a human cost to this entire episode in American history. It's been revealed in testimony in recent days, that powerful testimony from election workers in Georgia about what happens when you go against President Trump and his allies, the kind of vitriol you can be subjected to in that sort of context. And you also see for these members of the January 6th committee that they are now in the spotlight, but being in the spotlight in 2022 in a climate that at times has a feel of political warfare, it can be contentious and at times even dangerous. And to make sure that they are safe, they are getting additional security. And I've seen these details from time to time in my reporting, and it's a reminder that these are times that are at the least very tense and full of violence. That violence includes an attack on the U.S. Capitol not that long ago.
Indeed, there's a lot of sort of garbage online, but you never know who's going to, make those words a reality, so you can't take any risks at all. Robert, thank you very much.
Thank you.